Welcome back to the channel. Today, I just want to give you all an update on our slider set. So this is version 4 of our Heisman slider set for our most realistic gameplay we can produce. I really appreciate y'all being here today. Y'all have absolutely killed the channel. I just want to say thank you all. So without further ado, let's get right into it. So the first thing we want to do is start on our home screen. There's a little bit of a benefit if you do it on here, and then we'll move over to the settings on our settings tab or our sliders tab, and we're going to go all the way over here to our player settings. This is where our penalties is where we're going to start first. You're going to be able to save these, and then you'll be able to upload them into your Dynasty once you get there. So from our last version, the only thing we updated was offsides. We upped it to 65 from 62, and everything else we kept the same. So we kept false start at 58, offensive holding at 52, face max at 52, offense or blocking the back at 50, roughing the passer at 50. Those are base. And then defensive pass interference at 65, and everything else here is going to be on your same setting. Turn them all on. They fixed the roughing the kicker penalty, so you'll want to turn that back on if you turn it off to avoid that, but they have fixed it, and it actually works really, really well now. So moving on to player skill, we did quarterback accuracy at 45, passing blocking at 80. We actually bumped this up by 5. Wide receiver catching, we kept the same. Run blocking and ball security, we moved to 50, which is the base for any sliders to start off. I feel like this was just better. I feel like the running has probably become a little bit too easy with all the blocking changes they've done. So we just turned this back to 50. We had it ticked up a couple, so we turned it down. Ball security, we just kept it 50. There was a lot of fumbles. I didn't feel the same. Your quarterback's still going to fumble a lot. If you're like in the middle of a slide or something crazy, I don't know why they fumble so much, even though their ball security is so high, but that's just something wrong with the game. Reaction time is going to be up from 70 to 80. This will help you with a lot of things. It doesn't make it too overpowered. Your defense is still going to get caught off guard, and they'll complete passes like crazy, but it still helps you get that passing average for opponents down a little bit more. Interceptions, we turned up a little bit to 35. Passing coverage, we turned up a lot to 80 as well. Then tackling, we turned up to 65 just so it produces better tackles. Your guys are still going to take bad angles if they're bad at taking angles, but it'll provide better benefits at 65. And then field goal power, we have at 40. It just felt like you were kicking from too far away. Field goal accuracy at 45, punt power at 55, punt accuracy at 45, and the kickoff power, we turned up a little bit to 52. So what you're going to do is you're going to actually hit R3 to save, and then you'll go and create a slider set. So this is the one I have for this. I should update it to V4, but you save it here, and then once you get into your Dynasty, you'll be able to upload it, and I'll show you that here in a second. Moving on to CPU skill, we actually we kept the quarterback accuracy same. We turned down the pass blocking a little bit. I just haven't been able to get sacks recently. I feel like most games will come in and the defense will have 3 or 4 and I'll have 0. So we turned it down a little bit. Wide receiving catching, we kept the same. Run blocking and ball security, we turned down just slightly. I think we had them both on 50. We turned down to 45. This just, again, produced a little bit more fumbles and a little bit worse blocking because the CPU is crazy at running, and they'll just run 15 yards on you every single time if that's too high. Reaction time, interceptions, and pass coverage, I do believe, left the same. If not, we turned them down a little bit, or we turned reaction time down and turned pass coverage up, and then we kept the interceptions. We reduced that by 5. It's provided good results for me. And then tackling, we moved to 60 or kept at 60. It helps them tackle a little bit better, and they're not going to miss as many tackles in the open field. And then for special teams, and this is the benefit of using this, you're actually going to be able to change the CPU's special teams, and the other one in the Dynasty settings, it just changes yours. So this is the benefit of doing this here rather than your Dynasty. So field goal power, we have at 35. They're still going to boot things from like the 52, which in most cases some cases is realistic. So you don't want to completely limit that. So that's a 35. Field goal accuracy at 45, pump power at 45, punt accuracy at 45, and then kickoff power at 50. I feel like they have a little bit of a better boost. I think they always get perfect kicks, whereas you might not get the same power as them. So this helps level that out. And for this next bit, you'll want to go and move on to your Dynasty settings. So what we'll do here is show you the game options and then how you upload your save slider set. So game options, you're going to turn your injuries to 40. I think originally this is on 25. It just doesn't provide as many good results as I feel like. So we turned this up to 40, and you're going to see a lot more injuries. There's some guys that get injured for actually the full season now. So it's been really beneficial and actually gives you more realistic, and you'll have to provide depth and not just recruit, the top 3 or 4 guys at a position. And then fatigue, we turned all the way up to 75. So this is really good, providing us good results. Plus, with our substitution stuff, this has provided really good results. Minimum player speed thresholds, we've had this on 25 recently, but we turned it down to 15, and I think it gives a little bit more disparity between players. If you turn it up, there's not going to be any disparity, so turning it down gives you the disparity. So the minimum the player can have is going to be 15. Even if they have 0 speed, it'll be 15. No one's going to be below 15, but it'll increase the percentage that they can feel like they're sprinting. So your defensive linemen are not going to be chasing down running backs anymore. And then, so what you're going to want to do is you're going to go down here at the bottom, and you're going to hit triangle. I'm not going to do it because I've already done it, but hit that triangle button. Really don't get a notification. It'll just pop up and everything will have changed. So moving into the next section, we're gonna do XP sliders. So in the last couple ones, I've kind of given a rationale for why I haven't done it, but in a conversation with one of the commenters on the last video, he actually did a really long analysis over a long time for the whole league, and he saw that over year you'll have higher average teams than you would at the start. So to limit that, he said turn around 10%. We did 8 on ours, so we have 8 for every single position except for kickers and punters. Kickers and punters just don't really level up, and they always come in as low overalls. I think the highest they can be is like a 3-star, and they're only around 70-ish overall. So we put them to 106. They'll develop a little bit faster, but nothing too crazy. So this is our XP sliders that we've done for this. So our last portion, we're going to go over auto subs. So on auto subs, we didn't change anything about the quarterbacks, and then the halfbacks are going to be at 90 and 88. I'm not exactly sure what they were in the last version, but this has been really good. You'll actually see your running back 3 sometimes. It's very rare, but you do see it sometimes. And then for wide receivers, we turned up both of these by 5. And then for everything else, we just turned up by 2. So offense and defense, we just turned up by 2. And it helps a little bit. It doesn't sub them out crazy amounts of time. Most of the time, you won't have a lot of guys subbing out regularly. This still does a lot of... Your base is going to still give you a lot of subbing. So on your defensive linemen, they'll sub out every couple plays, especially if the other team is running a lot of no huddle. They'll sub out as soon as they get the dead ball down the line. So these provide a little bit of good results, or at least from what my first initial testing, these have provided good results for me. So if you want to use them, here they are. And one more thing to note on the auto subs is that you won't be able to do it at the start of your dynasty. You'll have to actually be in the season, start of the season, like I think week 0, to be able to auto sub. So if you're in the off season, for some reason, it's just not there for you to use. So keep that in mind. And so for the last thing, I think I said auto subs the last thing, but this is the last thing. The Dynasty settings. I always forget to do this. So here's the skill level. It's on Heisman, all this settings and stuff. So your injury and wear and tear are both on. Play cooldown, play limit are both on 3. Again, you have to have a online Dynasty for this to happen. If you're offline, you won't be able to do it. If you started offline, you want to change it to online to use this, you're going to start a new Dynasty. I'm not sure why EA does that, but that's what it is. Quarter length, we're at 8 minutes. We have the accelerated clock on, and then we have it to 25 seconds. And everything else is going to be your generic stuff. Oh, don't join my thing. You can. I have 1 user. But anyways, so that is it. And that is all that I have. That's all she wrote. But I appreciate y'all tuning in today, man. If y'all really enjoyed this, be sure to leave a like down below and hit that subscription button. The channel's been blowing up crazy. We're at 650 subscribers or more now. I'm not exactly sure. And y'all have just been absolutely killing the channel. And I just feel so appreciative, man. Y'all have been absolutely great. And I just really, really thank you all. So with that, I appreciate y'all being here. I hope to see you all in the next one.